What is going on, y'all? My name is John, and this is Facemask Fantasy, bringing you new fantasy content every day right here on this channel. So if you have not subscribed already, please hit that button. And before I get into it, I just got to let y'all know that we are rolling out live streams. We have a live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. to go over start-sit questions pre-kickoff, and we have a stream every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. to go over everything that happened in last week's games and to go over waiver options before the waiver deadline early Wednesday morning. So tune in with us every Sunday and every Tuesday throughout the season, and hopefully we can help you win your fantasy leagues. But without further ado, let's get into some fantasy talk. And in a surprise report, nobody was expecting this. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley announced Sunday that he needs to, and I quote, step away from football at this time and focus on my mental well-being, end quote. The 26-year-old wide receiver shared the news via Twitter while the Falcons were playing the Panthers, and Atlanta had declared Ridley inactive Sunday morning due to the personal matter. It was the second time this month that he was inactive with that designation, and he did not travel with the Falcons to their London game in Week 5 against the Jets. Ridley has 31 receptions for 281 yards and 2 touchdowns in 5 games this season, and this after being a second-team All-Pro in 2020, tallying career highs in catches with 90, yards with 1,374, and touchdowns with 9, while playing a part-time number 1 role with Julio Jones in and out of the lineup last season. The Atlanta Falcons originally selected Ridley with the 26th overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, and he was coming into the season with sky-high expectations. He was thought of to be a top 5 dynasty wide receiver and thought of to be a top 5 wide receiver in season-long leagues as well. One has to wonder if his struggles this season have taken a toll on him and just the expectations from the outside in. All speculation, of course, but we just hope that he can get back to feeling like himself sooner than later. We hope he gets the help he needs as he steps away from football, and we hope that he returns as the best version of himself moving forward. But in the interim, how are we reacting to this news in fantasy? Well, let's look at the 2-game sample size we have this season without Ridley in the lineup. That's Week 5 and today. In his stead in Week 5, Tajay Sharp replaced him in the lineup, playing 81% of snaps, with Olamide Zaccheaus playing 85% of snaps and Christian Blake playing just 22% of snaps. But that was in a game in which Russell Gage was also not available. Cordarrelle Patterson played 59% of the team's snaps in Week 5 as well. In terms of production in Week 5, Kyle Pitts broke out with 9 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown, and Patterson went 7 receptions for 60 yards through the air, picking up 14 rushes for 54 on the ground. Tajay Sharp and Hayden Hurst both had 4 targets in Week 5, with Olamide Zaccheaus and Christian Blake picking up 2 catches each. And in Week 8, Tajay Sharp again replaced Ridley in the lineup, catching 5 receptions for 58 yards, and it looks like he'll be a fixture of this offense, but for fantasy purposes, he'll be a wide receiver 4 moving forward, with wide receiver 3 weeks sprinkled in there until further notice. Cordarrelle Patterson went 5 for 37 yards and a touchdown, along with 9 rushes for 35 yards in today's game. He will be a wide receiver 1, RB1 for however long Ridley is out, as he seems like a lock for 10-ish touches on the ground and 5 to 8 targets a game. And honestly, with Ridley out, he could garner even more receiving work than his usual 5 to 8 targets that he's gotten all year. But either way, he's a must start while Ridley is out. It was a tough day to trust anybody else in the Atlanta Falcons offense from a receiving perspective in Week 8, and that trend might continue. I expect much better days for Kyle Pitts ahead, who just caught 2 balls for 13 yards today, but he was coming off of back-to-back games with over 100 yards, going for 163 yards on 7 catches in Week 7. He'll be a no-brainer tight end 1 moving forward, and I'd expect more games like Week 5 and Week 7 from Pitts. The low-output game was most likely an outlier moving forward. Russell Gage, coming off a game in which he had 4 receptions for 67 yards and a touchdown in Week 7, did not register a catch in Week 8. And Olamide Zaccheaus had 1 catch for 12 yards. Both, like Tajay Sharp, are low-end wide receiver 4s with wide receiver 3 upside. My guess is it'll be anyone's guess who has the best week on a week-to-week basis between Sharp, Gage, and Zaccheaus. Matt Ryan is not a recommended start in 1 QB leagues. You may be forced to go his way in 2 QB leagues out of necessity, but he's not somebody that I'd be feeling great about starting for however long Ridley is out. The rushing game should continue to remain unexciting in Atlanta. Mike Davis might catch a few more passes, and you might see his role be a little bit closer to that of a Cordarrelle Patterson after catching catching 5 balls for 22 yards to go along with 9 rushes for 44 yards in week 8. His role should be buoyed by increased pass catching duties, and he should be a low-end RB2 for the rest of the season. So in short, Patterson, wide receiver 1, RB1 while Ridley is out. Pitts is a tight end 1 while Ridley is out. Tajay Sharp, Russell Gage, and Olamide Zaccheaus should be involved weekly, and all are wide receiver 4s with wide receiver 3 upside until further notice. But I'm not chasing any of them right now because I believe it'll be a crapshoot as to guessing which one of these guys is the guy to own on a week-to-week basis. Mike Davis should be a low-end RB2, and he should catch a few more balls close to the line of scrimmage while Ridley is out. Hayden Hurst may see increased involvement, but he's not on my fantasy radar. He caught just 2 balls for 4 yards in today's game. And Matt Ryan is a low-end QB2, high-end QB3 for however long Ridley is out as well. We'll keep you posted if there's any news on Ridley moving forward, but what do you guys think of this surprise news? What do you guys think about this offense moving forward without Ridley? Are you buying any of the pieces, or are you selling any of the guys mentioned above? Let me know your thoughts on everything fantasy related that's going on in Atlanta right now. Put your thoughts in the comment section below. My name is John with Facemask Fantasy, bringing you new fantasy content every day right here on this channel, so if you have not subscribed already, please hit that button. Thank you for listening and have a great day.